Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our third workshop in the MHC at Home series, Let's Talk Snacks, Health and Energy, presented by Nicole Diorio, MHC's culinary specialist. Before we get started, I just have a few housekeeping items I'd like to go over with everyone. First off, if you need closed captioning, click the CC icon on your screen to view the closed captions. This workshop, along with all the workshops in the series, will be recorded and will be available at www.mhcon.org/alonetogether. At the end of the workshop, we will have time for question and answers. While all microphones will be muted during the workshop, you can click the raise hand icon on your screen to request to unmute your line, and that will be at the end of the workshop to ask a question. You can also click on the Q&A icon on your screen at any time and type in a question there. All questions will be addressed at the end of the workshop or by email if we run out of time. Now, I would like to introduce today's expert, Nicole Diorio. Nicole is an executive chef and executive pastry chef with 28 years of experience. She owned a restaurant and a bakery, was also a private chef, and has retired from being an EMS after 30 years of service. Currently, Nicole is MHC's culinary specialist, and it is my pleasure to welcome her to today's workshop.
Hello, everybody. I hope you find this very helpful. We're going to go over some healthy snacks today. We're bringing you right into my home kitchen to show you a couple different items that we could put together to make a nice healthy energy snack. And we could do some supplement of different kind of items to make them to exactly how you'd like them. Right now, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making an energy ball. And these are perfect for throughout the day, in between meals, while you're watching TV, your favorite movie at night, so that you could just be able to relax, put a little pep in your step, and also be healthy during all these trying times. So what we're going to do is we're going to make some peanut butter, oatmeal, cranberry, chocolate chip raisin balls. And we're going to start off with a cup of oatmeal. And we're just going to put everything in the bowl. This is all non-baked, so you could do it all in one bowl. And then we're just going to roll them up. And these could also stay in your refrigerator for up to 2 weeks. And you could also leave them in your freezer for up to 2.5 months. You could take them out one at a time. I know I like eating them frozen sometimes. I eat them soft sometimes when I just keep them in my refrigerator. They're great for doing yard work. They're great for walking around outside. If you're going for maybe a hike on these days when we actually do get some nice weather, you could put a little baggie together for you with some water, and this will do great to help you get through the hike. So how we're going to start it is we're going to do 1 cup of oatmeal. So we're just going to measure out a cup full of oatmeal, put it in the bowl. We are going to do some chocolate chips. We're going to do a 1/2 cup of chocolate chips into here. It's going to be, this recipe calls for flaxseed. I don't always use flaxseed, so what I do is I use walnuts. You could use flaxseed, you could use chia seeds, anything on the health or natural side of it. Any kind of seeds that you want, you could put into this, but we're going to use walnuts today, and it's going to be a 1/2 cup of walnuts, crushed up. And then we're going to do 2 tablespoons of honey. What I'm going to do is show you a little trick. When you're using honey or molasses or anything like that, get your pan spray. Just spray the spoon or even the measuring cup, depending on how much you're going to be using. And then what's going to happen is when you put the honey onto it, it's going to come right off for you. You're not going to have to worry about it sticking. See how it comes right off nice for you? You're not worried about trying to get another spoon in there and get the honey off or anything like that. There we go. Then you could use, I'm using creamy peanut butter today. We could use chunky peanut butter. You could use organic peanut butter. You can make your own peanut butter by just putting the nuts into the blender. But we're going to use about 3/4 of a cup of peanut butter. Again, we're just going to measure it out. And then we're just going to scoop it into the bowl. Okay. Then we're going to put some cran raisins in here today. Again, you could use any dried fruit that you would like, because sometimes I do it with apricots, sometimes I do it with dates, but you could use any kind of dried fruit you want. You're going to use about a 1/2 cup of raisins or any dried fruit that you would like. So we're just going to, this is 1/4 cup, so we're going to put 2 of these in. Okay. You could also use Nutella. Nutella is not always on the healthiest side, but sometimes you would also want to have just some Nutella. Sometimes Nutella is just good. So you could do half peanut butter, half Nutella. But what we're going to do is we're just going to put this together. We're going to mix it all together nice with our spatula here. And it's just all the ingredients. There's no cooking. There's no having to microwave anything. So what you're going to do is you're going to mix it all nice. There we go. And you could also, with this same mixture, if you don't want to do balls, you could do bars. You could do a nice bar, just roll it out a little bit with your hand or whatever, and then just cut it with a knife. What we'll do is we'll do it both ways for you so you can see it. See how everything's just nice and mixed? Can you see in there? It's nice and mixed. You could also add some vanilla extract if you would like, or you could add some banana extract. You don't want to put fresh fruit in these though, because it's going to make everything soft and they're going to spoil pretty quick because of the fresh fruit. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to clean up our area right here. We're going to get a paper towel, wipe this down. We're going to get a plate. And what we're going to do is we're just going to, if you have a small ice cream scoop, you could use that, a small one like that, and you could either just scoop them out, put a scoop in your hand, roll it. You might have to, squish it just a little bit to get everything to stick nice. And then you got perfect little energy balls. You could just do it with, you don't have the roller, no problem. You can make them into shapes if you want to get your cookie cutters out and you want to have a little bit of fun with it. And make them into different shapes for the seasons. And all you do is just do them up. You could also take these if you have coconut at your house. You could either just roll them into some coconut. You could also toast up the coconut a little bit in your oven if you'd like to roll them in it. You could do crushed nuts. You could do, again, some kind of a dried fruit if you would like. You could do flax seeds. You could do chia seeds. You could do hemp seeds. You could do whatever you'd like to on the outside or the inside. What this pretty much is what you like, you could put in it. So this is just the basic with the oatmeal and the peanut butter. But you can make it, you're going to need a binder, which is going to be the peanut butter. You need the oats to give you a little bit of the flakiness and to have everything stick together. It's a nice adhesive, sort of like the glue. But you could use chunky peanut butter. You could use the creamy peanut butter. You could use Nutella. You could do a mixture of Nutella and peanut butter. You could put any kind of nut in it. You could put anything on the outside. You could roll it into nuts. You could roll it into coconut, like I said. If you want to kick it up a notch and you like toasting nuts first, you could take the walnuts or the almonds or the pistachios or the cashews, roast them a little bit in the oven at 450 degrees for 5 to 7 minutes on a cookie sheet or a pan, and toast them up, and you could have that inside of it, or you could roll it into it. Really, I mean, there's no limit to what you could do with these. And again, they're nice. They come out to be about maybe how they are right now. I want to say they're about 75 to 85 calories each. So if you're, eating them as a snack, you can have a couple of them. You could have a couple of these will fill you up instead of sitting down and having a bag of cookies or a bag of chips. And you just keep on making them. And like I said, you could keep them in the refrigerator for a couple weeks. Keep them in the freezer. They're great frozen too. Sometimes when I'm having people over, I'll take these and I'll have them frozen. And then to kick it up a little bit, I'll put some grapes or some strawberries in the freezer. And then we'll sit on the back deck and have these. And I'll take the frozen fruit and I'll put it in the glass and I'll do it with the water. So it'll flavor the water and you're having some nice fresh fruit. And then at the end, you can eat the fruit. And it's also using as your ice cubes, sorry about that. And you're having a nice healthy snack. You're having a nice water with some fresh fruit in it. Everything could be frozen. Nothing has to be frozen. And they're just great. So this is how you do it when you make the ball. And you see how I'm pushing it together a little bit so that the peanut butter is getting all into the oatmeal. And then when you round it, it comes out nice. If you want to make them into bars, let's move this out of the way. Put that to there and there. If you want to make them into bars, let's get a little bit going in our hand here. Just make a big ball. This is glass. What I have down here is my glass countertop, my glass topper. And you could just make them into little bars. You could make them into whatever you'd like, whatever shape you want. These are great for lunches when you're out and about. Great to bring in the car ride. This one equals out to about 4 of those balls, what I have right here. And then what's nice about it is you could take it, put it in the refrigerator before you're going to travel with it, put it in the freezer, and then you just take it up. It's perfect. When it's cold, you're going to have, it's going to be nice and in the cold, so it's going to be solid. If you freeze it, you can leave it in your car ride for a little while, and it's still going to hold form, and you don't have to eat it right away. Like I said, you could have it cold, you could have it refrigerated, you could have it frozen. You could be like me sometimes and just eat it right out of the bowl and not make it into a shape. But then you just put it in your bag, and you're good to go. You could wrap it up in foil if you wanted to, or parchment paper, so you'll have like a napkin when you're out and about. And then it's in a napkin for you, so the parchment paper, and then just wrap it up in there, and you can use the parchment paper as a napkin. You could, another thing that I've done in the past is to get a little bit of the best of all worlds. You make it into a bar. You just cut the center out a little bit. You pick the center out, and you made yourself like a little canoe. Show it to you guys. So you have like a little canoe in there, and then you take your Nutella, because like I said, sometimes everything is just better when you have Nutella in your life, and you're just gonna put it right in there. It's gonna be a little bit more messier when you eat, but now you have your Nutella. You're gonna flatten out your top. You might need a little bit of extra from your bowl. I have extra in my bowl over here. Gonna flatten it. Sorry, I'm behind everything over here. And then you're just gonna sort of put it back together. And there you go. Now you got a power bar, and now it's filled with Nutella. So you have the best of both worlds right there. So there we go. Let me see if I have some nuts. We'll try to roll this in some nuts. I think I got some almonds over here. Maybe. I do. Almonds. So what I do to give it a little bit of extra, because I've worked this for so much, if you're gonna roll them, you sort of want to roll them right away. If you're gonna fill them, you might need to just put a little bit of peanut butter on it to give yourself a little bit of glue. So, and then you're just gonna roll it. Have a little bit of nuts on there. You don't need a lot of them. And then you could just roll it however you want. And then you got some nuts going on there. All your little extras. And there we go. You got some nice nuts, and then you could just break this up into pieces. Use your knife. And now you have the Nutella on the inside. You have the chocolate chips, the peanut butter, the oatmeal, and then you got the nuts on the outside. We got the cran raisins in there. And now you got your own little bar. You can see the Nutella right in the inside there. So you got the Nutella, you got the nuts on the outside. We just rolled it in the almonds. Again, you can roll it in whatever you would like. And there we go. And then once again, you have half of that bar is probably, 2, maybe 3-ish now calories worth of the balls, because we did add the nuts, we did add the extra peanut butter on the outside, and that is a delicious power bar that you can't go wrong with. If you're allergic to anything, just supplement out something. Say you're allergic to nuts, roll it in maybe a seed. Maybe you got sunflower seeds. You could either roll them in the sunflower seeds. You got pumpkin seeds, flaxseed. If you're allergic to peanut butter, you could go into any of the substitute for peanut butter. You could do the Nutella. You got the oatmeal. You can do it with the instant oatmeal, but it's gonna break down a lot faster for you. So I do recommend using the quick oats, and no cooking or anything like that. You could also take these and say you're like getting ready to have before you have dinner, or you're trying to cut down on how much you eat at night because you don't really want to eat your biggest dinner at night. You try to have your biggest dinner during the day and not before you go to bed. Have 1 or 2 of these before you go to eat dinner, and then these are gonna fill you up and they're gonna keep you full. And then you are gonna cut down on your portion at nighttime for your nighttime dinner, which will help you out. And everything in it is healthy. Nutella, yes, no, pros and cons of Nutella, but you don't have to put Nutella into it. You could put a jam. I also do my own canning, so I make my own jams. And sometimes I'll do my fresh jams into it. So it's really however you want to do it, you could do it. This is the basic. The basic you need is two binders. Your binders are going to be your peanut butter and your oatmeal. And then you could pretty much add however you want. Instead of adding craisins, if you wanted to add raisins, if you wanted to add craisins and raisins and nuts, you could do that. So I hope you enjoyed this. It's a nice healthy snack. You can eat it throughout the day. You can even eat it at night. It's not going to be like a big energy burst, like if you're drinking a Red Bull or anything like that. It doesn't work like that. It's just healthy foods, good foods. It keeps your brain going. It keeps your body going. And it's a great substitute that we could hopefully put down maybe the cookies or the crackers or the chips. Because I know when I'm stuck at home for a long period of time, I'm always picking. So I try to do these kind of snacks around the house. So either me or my other half are picking on these, or if my grandson's here, they get to pick on healthier stuff instead of the bag of chips. Because don't get me wrong, the bag of chips and the bag of Oreos is absolutely delicious, but then I regret it afterwards because I ate the whole bag because I can't stop at just one. But these guys right here, they will fill you up, and you could just make them, put them in your refrigerator. They stay for a while. Then you could put them in your freezer. They'll stay even longer. So I hope you guys found that helpful, and I hope that you guys will enjoy making some health bars. And thank you for coming into my kitchen today.
Thank you, Nicole. Those look delicious. Wish we lived closer. I could do a curbside pickup for those.
Yes, curbside pickup. Just honk your horn and I'll bring them out to you.
Well, we have some time left in the workshop, so I want to open this up for questions. If anyone has some questions for Nicole, you can type that in by clicking the Q&A icon on your screen. Or if you'd like to ask a verbal question, click the raised hand icon, and I will unmute your line so you may ask your question. And while we wait for questions to come in, I'm just going to share a little feedback, Nicole. We have Amy Smith who says, looks delicious. And Jazz says, thank you, Nicole. That looks great.
Thank you, guys.
And
we'll be doing these at the IC when we're back up and going. We'll be doing these at the IC for snacks and stuff like that, too. So people could try them out. And maybe we'll even do a teaching so we can make them together as a group.
That would be awesome. Now, I do have a question for you, Nicole. Could you tell us a little bit about the mental health benefits of keeping your energy up through healthy eating?
It's healthy eating, just my philosophy is, and my thought is that a healthy body, healthy brain, healthy attitude, it all works together. So when you're putting good food into you, organic food or healthy food, natural food, it doesn't have all the extra products that pesticides. It's not going through the manufacturer's process as much. And all those chemicals that interact with your body chemicals, it makes you lethargic. It makes you tired, where if you eat healthier, you try to eat healthier, and your medication could work better, your body metabolism works better, your brain works better, everything just helps with working as one unit. And when your body works as one unit, you can pretty much conquer anything. You feel good. When you feel good, there's no stopping you. And you put the healthier food in your body and you eat healthier, you're going to wake up happy, you're going to wake up healthy, you're going to feel good that maybe, yesterday you couldn't take that walk, but today you can take that walk. And then you start doing a little bit of something every day, and it just helps you just focus better and everything.
That's great. Thank you, Nicole. Our next question is from Amy Smith. Amy, your line is now live, so please ask your question. Amy, are you there? No. While we wait for Amy, I'm going to read through to the next question. This one comes from Susie. She says it looks delicious. She wants to know, what other favorite quick snacks do you like to eat?
I do a lot with frozen fruit, I have to say. I love buying fresh fruit, and I stick it in the freezer, and I'll eat frozen grapes or frozen strawberries. And I also like to do chia seeds. I like to do a lot of things with chia seeds and flaxseed. And, I'll make like a granola, use the oatmeal again, and do like a toasted up granola with a little bit of molasses and agave instead of sugar, and then just toast it up nice then I put like a bunch of seeds in it and dried fruit, pure raisins again, and you have like a little granola pack for you. Some dried granola.
Sounds good. All right, and the next comment we have is from Carol. Carol says, I always stop and get a candy bar. I'm so psyched to make these.
Awesome.
That's great, Carol.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. You're gonna absolutely love them because you got all your sweetness in there, and it's all natural.
All right, and the next question, unless Amy is able to be on the line, I do have a written question from Amy.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to take the silence as not able to speak right now. Amy's question is, how long will they last in the fridge?
About 2 weeks. About
Awesome.
2 weeks in the fridge, 2.5 months in the freezer. I would wrap them. What I usually do is wrap them in some parchment paper, and then plastic wrap the balls in the parchment paper, and then I put them inside of a bag, and I do that both in the refrigerator and the freezer so that no extra moisture gets in there and they start breaking down on you and get crumbly.
All right, great. And our next question comes from Derek. Derek asks, can a vegetarian or vegan eat that?
Yes, with slightly different, you would have to use a different peanut butter than I used, but yes, you use the vegan peanut butter and the vegan chips, and you can make this.
Great, good to know. And we
you can
have
make it vegan as long as you stay into the vegan products, then it's the same thing. You just need a binder. And I know Derek already eats a lot of oatmeal, so he already has the oatmeal. So he'll do good. He'll be able to make it.
all right, and next comment comes from Jazz. These look great for us who travel. Any other on-the-go snack recommendations?
I gotta tell you, I love, I slice up apples and I put them in a little bit of water and lemon juice so they don't turn brown, and then pat them down, put them in a bag, and then I put a little bit of peanut butter in the corner of the bag. So while I'm driving, I could dip the apple into the peanut butter and not make a mess. And the other thing is homemade hummus is great. It's easy to make, it's quick to make, and you could, again, flavor it however you want, and you could put that you could dip pretzels into the thin pretzels. You could do crackers, you could do sticks, you could make some nice breadsticks to dip into the hummus. A lot of snacks on the go you could do. Cheese and crackers, always a good backup.
Thank you, Nicole. Those are all great ideas. I'm definitely stealing this recipe and trying it later on tonight. That is all the time that we have for questions today. I want to thank everyone for joining us and for participating by asking your questions. If you have any that we did not get to, please feel free to email those to us, and we'd be happy to get back to you as soon as possible. Again, thank you. Thank you, Nicole, for doing this today. It was a great workshop. I really look forward to trying out this recipe at home.
Thank you guys for coming into my kitchen today.